My 2025 raw started in a beautiful area I was most excited about, with a chance of an absolute giant red stag. I'd spent weeks summer scouting and seen some of the biggest public land stags I've ever seen to date. However, 4 weeks before the roar, all my optimism had turned to fear and disgust. The whole area was aerial poisoned. I went into this hunt with low expectations, knowing 90% of the animals in the area would likely be dead. But there was a chance, a small chance I had to take. After 5 slow, frustrating days bush bashing with little to no action, I began to look forward to the next adventure. But on my last evening, when all hope was lost, I climbed high one last time. I couldn't believe my eyes. There, over 2 kilometers away, on the slip, was the beast of the stag I was after. With little to no light left, all I could do was watch and wish I had more time. On this adventure, me and some mates head high after big red stags in the tussock country. The weather forecast is questionable, but expectations are high, having hunted this area in the past and seen some good animals. Will we find what we are looking for, or will the weather find us first?
Let's go right there. Yep. All right. Oh, it's a wall, I think. Good news, good. Yeah.
Flying top strip. We're just going back to get the other boys. Just landed next to the swallow. Being used. Look at that. Was in here 2 years ago actually. Flew in here and had a good time. It's an awesome spot in here. So there's a few other hunters around, which we just found out about, different camps and different areas. Got a couple mates with me. They'll be rifle hunting, but forgive them for that. I'll just show you a little bit. This is the head basin. Here. Oh shit. There's a deer right there. No way. There's a stag about less than 150 meters from where the chopper just landed. It looks like about a young 8 or 9 pointer. That stag is right here. No, I wouldn't be shooting a stag like that, but he is in the perfect spot to shoot with a bow. Literally I could be within bow range in less than 10 minutes. Unreal. That's pretty cool. Oh well, it's just good to be in the tops again. We seen a couple really good stags here last time we were here, and quite a few stags that were sort of that 4 or 5 years old, that just needed another couple of years. We left all of them, so let's hope that that's going to pay off for us. Helicopter's coming now. Awesome. Let's just see what the stag does. I'm watching the stag right now. See what he does. He's not even moving. Camp's all set up. So on this trip we've got Benji, John, and Don's just gone for a bit of a look. So yeah, we'll just set up. It's pretty good, good weather. Bit of a bad start, to be honest. That stag that I filmed and showed you guys. Well, we're just setting up our tent and we hear a gunshot. And I run over to the bank to have a look. And what do you know, that stag that we just left had been shot. So I had a yarn to 2 other hunters that came around the side of a hill who had shot it. They had walked in a long way, so it was pretty hard to get angry with them, but still pretty gutted that a young stag like that gets shot. Stags like that shouldn't get shot. Too young. Anyway, that's just my opinion. So we're going to have to have a look around, go a bit further. Yeah. But hopefully you can find something else soon.
Yeah, boy, having a cook up.
Who's this to?
Camera.
Weirdo. Day 2. It's pretty cold and windy. It's clagged in up high. It's pretty nasty. There was a glorified spiker down there in the head basin. Wondering where his father was. There's not a hind in here, and it's just got light, so we're going to check a couple different basins. We're going to split up this morning, check a couple different basins, but we're pretty restricted. It's how far we can go. This country's pretty gnarly. We want to go around that way, but it's questionable. Anything to say, John? We're going to find John and Mrs. at Gloriavale on the way home.
John just wanted to do a little gear demo of his gloves.
Join us for more
John, you just
highly successful hunting.
Can you show us your gloves?
tell us about your... No, just get
So,
deep. Talk us through the ventilation system.
So what brand of gloves are they, John? So that's what we're dealing with here. No stags and socks for gloves. So we've got, down in this head basin here, I've just spotted a small stag by himself. Is he stuck? Yeah. Kind of looks like his head's stuck in a bush. Oh, he's coming loose now. Yeah. He's pulling loose. He's loose. He did have his head stuck, but he's got it out. We're looking forward to trying to cut him free, but we don't have to do that. That would have been fun, eh? Jump on his back, cut him loose. Anyway, he's like a sort of small 6-8 pointer thing. This clag here is rolling in. Just come back to the tent. We've seen another hind. Another 2 hinds actually in the basin. No stag, so it's not looking that good right now, but we're gonna wait for this bad weather to clear and then we'll get back out there as soon as it clears. Well, the weather's cleared up now, it's just had lunch. We're going to leave the tents, we're going to head all the way through this head basin and just try and see if we can get over that ridge there. Looks like it bluffs out on the other side. We're really limited right now. The other boys have gone that way and they got bluffed out there. So we're going to go that way and try and get to that hill over there. We have to drop a heap of elevation, sidle for like a K and go all the way back up. So it's going to be a bit miserable, but good chance to be a chamois or something up here. And there is some roaring that was coming from just around the corner, eh? So,
Yeah.
I think the sheer size of these mountains make you feel so small. If there's anything that makes you wonder if you're trained or prepared enough, it's these mountains. Look at this. The head basin, just having a glass, and I just look up. I've just seen it. It looks like a young chamois. It's about 200 meters away, up above us. It's pretty cool. He's way up here. I said to John, it's a good spot for a chamois up here. We'll go look for a chamois. Was it nice? I think it's a young chamois buck, to be honest. Just a real young one, but real cool. He was up here and he came around. This is this beautiful head basin. He's coming from all the way down there. I'm getting all the way up here now. Steep mountains. Just sitting here having a glass over this basin that we said was just a bit too steep and gnarly for deer. And I just about to get up and walk off, and I look down there, what, 100 metres away?
Yeah, something like that.
120 metres away, there's a deer spiker looking straight at us. Pretty cool. Oh man, look at that. This place is so steep and gnarly. Come have a look at this. Check that out. Camp is way over there in the distance. That's where we're trying to get to there. It's just bluff after bluff. It's quite frustrating actually. But, so we just keep having to go higher and higher to get past these bluffs. Hoping eventually we can see some actually huntable country. Almost at the top. Made it. Let's glass all this. We just came over to the last little spur, looked down into the very head of the head basin. I've just seen a stag down there. He's definitely got 3 on his left side. Doesn't look like he's got much length. I had a good look at him. He's just sitting down. We'll get him to stand up shortly. But he's about I actually think he's a 9-pointer. If he's got 3 on both tops, he's a 10. But he's missing missing his bays. Down here he's got a hind. And he's sort of chasing her up towards us, so it's a shame he's not a mature stag. I just gave this young stag a roar and he's starting to come in. He's starting to come straight for us. We'll see how close he comes. Oh, he's coming. He's going to go out of sight. I'm trying to get in a good position to get some good footage. Here he comes. Whoa, that was such a cool encounter. Had him at less than 20 yards. Perfectly broadside. Nice young stag. Roared him from 150 metres all the way out to about less than 20 yards. Awesome. Oh, that was the highlight of the trip so far. That's what it's all about. These are the sort of stags we've got to leave people. Leave those stags. Might have a chance of a goodie one day. You shoot those stags, don't complain to me that you don't never shoot big stags. It's your own fault. We've spotted 10 hinds now.
Yeah,
Something like 10 hinds and 2 stags. We've actually got an hour before we need to. It's about a 2.5 hour walk back to camp probably. So we don't want to walk back in the dark. So not through this sort of country, as you can tell. But it's only 150 metres over top of that. Then we're into another whole catchment, huge catchment, with 3-4 different basins. So we just can't help ourselves. We're going to go have a look, eh?
Yeah.
Sidling through this stuff's not much fun. I'll tell you that much for free. The imagination runs wild with what's just over that ridge. That's why we do it. So it leads us to go to these places that no one else goes. Not far from that. Not far from the ridge now. Big country. Here we go. Hopping over the top. Look at this. Look at this. Whew. Look at that game trail down there, and it's going along that ridge. There's a game trail. I've been glassing it for about half an hour. We spotted about 3 hinds, eh?
Yeah.
So there's definitely lower numbers on this side of the spur. There's wallows everywhere that are just used, little wallows just everywhere. So there's more deer here than what we're seeing. It's just where they are. I don't know. I think they're in these tight little guts, just out of sight. But there's one roaring from somewhere down this way. He's got to be in this basin, otherwise we wouldn't hear him. Right. We've got probably, 6 Ks back to camp through this sort of stuff. Always allow enough time. You don't want to rush. You don't want to be doing this in the dark. You can. If you're going to do this in the dark, you have to track it when you do it in the light, and then you've got something, because fog and clag can come in this country and then you don't even know where you are, and a head torch won't be much help to you. One slit and whew, straight down there. No animal's worth getting hurt over. I used to be quite reckless, to be honest, in these mountains. I used to be a bit of a cabbage, actually, running around like a madman. But I've learnt the hard way through some injuries and some near misses. Just to take your time, stop, enjoy the view, don't make silly choices, quick decisions. And no animal is worth not coming home to my family. It's been a pretty good hunt, eh, John?
Yeah, no, it was good.
Probably seen about 4 or 5 spikers, maybe more than a dozen hinds. I would say probably 14 hinds and 2, maybe 3 stags. And that chamois was a bonus, eh?
Yeah, no, that was nice.
Oh man, tent's right here. Oh well, that's it for today. We'll sleep well tonight. Sweet, well, day 3, morning of day 3. not far from camp. I just seen a mob of deer, and I'm pretty sure there's a stag there. And I could see antlers, so I didn't bring my camera with me. I was just going for more of a look. But I'm going back to get the camera in the spotter. I see a bit of antler there. So yeah, I'll let you know. But the hinds are out. I think there's 2 stags there, sort of chasing each other around. Oh, the stag's thrashing the bush. That's quite cool. I think he's just young. We looked at the weather. Pretty much day after tomorrow, the weather starts coming in real bad. So we're gonna see if we can get a pickup, get out of here. Just wasting time up here. To me, like, time in the raw is the most precious commodity, and I won't waste it in an area that's just not gonna provide what I need. So we're gonna boost, and whether we can get out with the chopper today or not, we're about to find out. But yeah, sweet. Yeah, so that's the plan. We're getting out of here. Had heaps of laughs, and it's been a good trip, but to be honest, it's pretty disappointing finding out the night before we've flown in that there's been other hunters dropped off on the same ridge as us. So trips like this, I'm always trying to learn something. Didn't really learn anything hunting wise this trip, as far as actually finding animals or anything, but I have learnt a big thing about spots, and it's never too late to change spots. If you find out there's other hunters where you're going, it's just not worth it. Always have a backup option. We're going to get out of here and we're on to the next mission. Next spot we're going is going to be heaps of action. So this is a spot I've been hunting for 12 years straight. Sweet.
Is that a camera? Is that on? I can't see that's on. Yeah, that's on. Are you? Yeah, that'll be on. That's good. That's good.
All right, sweet.
That's good.
I just about to get flown out.
Chopper coming from that way, probably. I'd say. Is that chopper? Nah, can't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're leaving Don here. Yeah, we're just about to fly out. We're sort of done here. It's like the valley of 3-year-old stags and spikers and shit weather coming, so we're going out. But the highlight of my trip was roaring that stag up to about 18 metres probably. What was the highlight?
I've been in the mountains, has been awesome. Great mission yesterday. Just glassing, checking out animals, checking out the country. Really great spot. Shame about weather coming in, but you can't control the weather. You can't apologise for the weather because it's not in your control. So we're going to go find another adventure somewhere else. But been awesome being here.
Yep, time in the mountains with the guys, and big mish yesterday, going up round, opening up the couple other valleys and glassing, seeing animals. That was a really good time.
Just the lack of wind. It's been so calm up here. If you want, check it. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's good. The lack of wind and the conditions have been amazing. That's why we're pulling out. Yeah, thanks for a good time, everybody. See you next episode when we have to help out and don't get paid. Thanks, mate. It's great.
Join us for part 2 as we head to the deep south. The weather has been wild and we finally get some good raw action. It's been a grind, and we've done it. Big stag down.